Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Kent. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's time again for the knife of the day. Just a quick note, um, it's Thursday as I'm recording this. I'm expecting four new Spydical knives. Four new Spydical knives tonight. So tomorrow will be a Spydical day. And then we'll go into next week with knives of the day. But my first knife is one that I just purchased. I purchased two knives from Brous Blades. If you don't know it, I was a huge fan of Jason Brous. When he was just starting out, I have a lot of his knives. I think Spydico, my largest collection of knives. Chris Reeve, when I had over 50 Chris Reeve knives, was my second. My third is actually Brous Blades. They were the mid-tech knives that I have collected. You can see them on my website on the Knives of the Day because I went through each and every one of them. Most of those knives, I would say 99% of them were purchased 2 years or so. It was the earlier part of mid-techs. He still does some mid-techs, but, and he's a small businessman. I love that he does it. I love the mid-tech knives. I haven't bought a lot of his newer knives. And now he's also working on some real inexpensive knives, I think from China. And I have no problems with the whole Chinese or Japan kind of issues that some of you might have. And I'm happy that a maker that I really like is making this into a real business. It confuses the marketplace for me, at least, so I haven't really bought a lot of his knives. However, he introduced a knife, and this was the last new knife I bought from him, by Elijah Isham. Isham. He's real popular now. You see a lot of his kind of designs. This was the Raven, the Brous Place Raven, and I really fell in love with it. I was tracking the development. As soon as he said it was available, I hopped on it. That's the Raven. And this new knife is the Echelon. Again, designed by Elijah Isham. You can see some of his work and how identical it is. Some common things. He has these wonderfully designed knives. I have to tell you, I buy it for the design. They're just wonderful. He has a lot of cutouts in the blades. And one thing he did on the Raven and he does on this knife, the Echelon, is you see the flipper up here and it flips real nice, but then it just disappears. The tab disappears. And that's why you have that unique look. Usually with the flipper, you see it come out of this end. Now, I have to tell you, it's so beautiful, but you'll see me open and close this knife, but when I close it, you'll see me close it slowly like that. First, it's smooth as silk right out of the box, as you can see, super smooth. But I'm used to, with my flippers, and I just realized this when I got the Raven, and there wasn't any tab. I'm used to closing my flippers without even thinking it. The tab hits my thumbnail around here, you know, and then I know to move my finger. So this has no tab that hits my nail, and so I usually slowly get it to that point because I know it can fall easily, so I don't get cut. I found that with the Raven. But this is just a wonderful knife. So let's talk about it. First, it has all these cutouts. This is D2 steel. Jason Brous uses D2 steel in most of his knives. He has figured it out. This is an acid. Why did I just blank out? An acid stonewash blade. He does this a lot. And all of his knives, I like this about him. Uh, he made 500 of these knives. This is number 226. He always numbers them. They're usually around 500. Of course, the ones that he is getting just mass produced, those are unlimited. I like with the mass produced. I don't like the mass produced knives because I'm so used to his mid techs, but I like the fact that people who have seen his designs but couldn't afford, this is a lot cheaper too than the other ones, but couldn't afford the, you know, $450, $500 knives that most of his mid techs went for. So I like that. But whatever he makes, he always has a stonewash, a blacked out version, a satin blade version, and an acid stonewash. And I really dig his acid stonewash. Most of his knives, because I was just collecting, I got blacked out because I love the blacked out. But I love that stonewash. He does that so well on his blades. And when you get these wonderful designs, with the multi bevels, and all these cutouts and all of that, it just makes it look even better, I think, with the acid stonewash. But these are available. These are newer. I bought them off of his website. I have to admit, he is one of my favorite. Chris Reeve is another, where you get, the little mini Pelican case with the knife and the birth card and all of those things. I love his whole packaging as well. But this is a beautiful knife. So let's talk about it. Look, it's the design. It's the, Elijah Isham design. Obviously, it's that Brous blade construction on this one. He saved some because they're big cutouts on this handle. So if you had a satin handle, the stainless steel liners would be satin, and so you can see the play between a black G10 and the satin. This, of course, has black stainless steel. A lot of Jason, at least a lot of the knives that I own, and I own a lot of his earlier mid-tech knives, he would use titanium liners. These are stainless steel. It's G10 on the outside. A lot of times he would use either titanium or carbon fiber. So he's using less expensive materials on this one. And so it was more in the 300 or less market, about 300 and something for this Echelon. I love this knife. I just do. I just got it last night after work, and I just felt great about it. I also bought one of his super cheap knives that was brand new, and we'll talk about that after we get through the Spydercos later on next week and talk about that. Again, I have no problems with super cheap. I love that there's value at all ends of it. And to some people who talk about, I would never spend $300 on a knife, or $400 or $500 or $600 on a knife. Trust me, and you don't have to trust me, but a guy that's owned, 600 knives or so in a collection, you get what you pay for. This, though, is just real nice. So first of all, D2 steel 4.1 inch blade. You see that, like a modified Tanto blade on this, which I just love. Look at the cutouts. That's what keeps it a little lighter. And I love that the jimping is all the way down here. So you could actually, do some work with it. It flips great. This is his own flipping system. He has the flipper way up there, so it comes right out and then disappears, as you see. I also like this because you can open it using one of the cutouts, just as simple. I mean, you have a flipper, why would you? But just to let you know, it's really nice. 4.1 inches, the entire thing is 8.8 inches. G10 on the handles, but again, massive cutouts. Man, kudos for the design. Kind of mirroring the cutouts here. This right here are the liners. That's the blacked out stainless steel liners that they have. Just looks great. You see it on the back as well. 3D stainless steel clip. Let's see, is it? I have to take it from the only right hand tip up only. Right hand tip up only. Again, the only reason I'm closing it slow like that is so it can get past the ball inside, the ceramic ball, and I don't cut off my fingers. But man, this has the package. You know, this is a functional D2 knife. It's pretty, but it can do some work as well, whether it's tactical or whatever. It's light for a big knife. It's 4.9 ounces. That doesn't sound light, but I'm telling you it feels better than that in the hand. Whenever you get those weights on a knife, just remember it's how it's balanced. You know, yes, I'm holding 4.9 ounces of knife, but man, it's balanced nice. It fits well. Right here is not sharp, so it gives you a forward choil to grip on it. This see-through construction, easy to clean. It's a liner lock that's like in the first 1/4, early lockup. Smooth. Remember, this is right out of the box, so you got to be careful that it doesn't chop off your fingers. But I really like this. I am not disappointed in this knife at all. Less expensive than the Raven, but remember, that's all titanium there with the Raven. All of it. D2 steel as well. A frame lock. But man, can I just say right here and now, and I've seen a lot, I haven't owned Elijah Isham's work. Man, oh man, he does great work. Functional knives, but man, they're masterpieces. When Jason was talking about this knife and it wasn't on sale, the Raven, it got me so excited. It's one of the rare times that I just hunted for that knife. Couldn't wait until it was released. I'm so happy I got it. And I am thrilled that I got the Echelon too. I know Brous Blades isn't the common names that you hear, even on this channel, although I've done a lot of Brous Blade knives because I own a lot of them. But man, is he good. Now you can get some of his earlier knives at, $100 or a little over that. The knives that I've paid $500 for the mid-techs. But I enjoy this design, and I'm happy that I have the Echelon and the Raven in my collection. There you have it. That's the knife of the day. The Brous Blades Echelon with acid stonewash D2 steel. Tomorrow's Friday, and I'm knocking wood. Tomorrow we'll have a brand new Spyderco that we'll be talking about. And then for the next 4 videos after that, we'll have 4 new Spydercos as well. And then I'll end it with one of the cheaper Brous Blades knives. I wanted to check it out. It was so inexpensive. I was on his site and I said, let's throw this one in too. So we'll take a look at that as well. You guys have a perfect day. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. You just help me out. I love the likes. Thank you. It just motivates me to keep doing this every day. I really appreciate all of you. You take good care of yourselves. And I have this wonderful viewer that is in Australia. Australia is in the summer. When we're in the winter, Australia is in the summer. When we're in the summer, they are experiencing their winters. Their winters aren't like ours. But I love when he gives me the updates. I was chilly. It was cold on the east coast of the U.S. It hit, I think the high was like 38, but that wind was howling. And he said, it's 100 degrees here. We're hoping for breezes. I love that. Thanks for watching, you guys. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.